Good morning from Patty's Garage. Consider this part 3 of the dynamo alternator, Dynamator connection and ignition setup for Scarlett. This is the very final stages of getting Scarlett back on the road. And I just wanted to record, kind of point out some of the steps, just kind of checking on things before we started up. So one of the things that I wanted to mention is this is a test light, common test light. What I like about it is that it is on a coiled wire, which kind of keeps things in confined. This particular one has a digital readout giving the voltage, but then it has two lights, a red one and a green one. And to me, maybe kind of counterintuitive, but maybe not. This is a positive ground car, and so when I go to check the battery for power, we've got positive ground, and then when I check the terminal on the battery, we can see that we have get it going here, 12.5 volts, but there's also a green light lit, which is confirming that this is a positive ground car. So we know we've got voltage on the battery. We'll come over here to the fuse block, and this is constant power over on this side. So we've got 12.5 volts coming into the fuse. This would be the switch side, so I don't have any power over here. And we don't have the ignition on yet, so when I come down to the coil, we're not showing any power there as well. So I'm going to turn on the ignition. We know things are kind of firing up because I can hear the fuel pump start to light. So now I think, yeah. So when I come over here to the switch side, I've got 11 volts coming in on the switch side, and then that just we're getting a drop off resistance going through the system. When I come down to the coil, about 9.9 volts coming into the coil. So we're getting a drop off in voltage to the coil. I'm not exactly sure if that's kind of a normal thing. I'll have to kind of check that out. Now, you may have noticed that I have not hooked up the radiator yet, so there's no cooling system to this, but what I'd like to do is hopefully keep our fingers crossed that Scarlett will start, and we want to pay attention to this bulb right down here, because that is our ignition light that's running over here on the tachometer side. And so when I turn the ignition on, that light is lighting up as it should, and should go out once we get this started and up to revs to know that the alternator is working. So I'm giving it some choke. We've got the fuel pumping up into the carbs. Let's give her a try. Ooh, nice. And the light went out, which is great. So if I'm putting this back in, and it's dropping all the way down to idle, you can see it's just coming on. And then if we give it just a little bit of gas, the light goes out. That's exactly the way we want to do. And of course, I'm very pleased that she actually started. there's really no reason why it shouldn't. I had it running on a test stand, but it's always nice to know that it start up like that. So fantastic. This is a great morning for me. Let me jump this back out here a little ways, so we can kind of walk around a little bit. Things are pretty well back together on Scarlet. The next major hurdles are to we got fluid back in. We got brake fluid back in the master cylinder, but have not yet bled the clutch and rechecked brakes. So that'll be the next step today. And then once we get all that done, I'm hesitant to put the radiator back on because once that happens, you kind of lose access to various things. So yeah, that's where we're at today. So everything on the dynamo seems to be working just great, and we'll double check that voltage drop at the coil. I'm going to do a couple of checks on this voltage drop at the coil and see if I can determine what's going on. I'm going to we're going to ground out part of the meter here and come over to the hot side of the fuse block, and I'm getting 12.13 volts. I'm switched on, so I've got a voltage drop just onto the ignition side. It's about 11.2, so we're at 12.1, 11.23. If I come down to the coil, I get another volt, about 10.7. But if I take off this lead and just go without running through the coil, I come back up to that 11.7, yeah. So closer to, so I'm getting good feed to the coil, but as soon as I connect it up to the coil, I'm getting that voltage drop, which I'm thinking that that's going to indicate a issue with the coil. So let's see if I've got another new coil here, or coil that's been tested, and see if I get the same results. Well, Scarlet has done a good job starting up right on the money, and I had that kind of a funny reading on my test light, so I've got the multimeter out. I've checked several coils. All of them seem to be within spec. This is my Petronix igniter coil, so and it tests pretty much out the best. It's a new coil. So what I'm going to do is just kind of march through the circuit here. So if I check right at the battery, I'm good. I'm about 12.3 volts. Same. If I ground here, come over here to the power side of my fuse box, I'm 12.3. I come over to the switch side, I'm 11.9, so I'm about a 0.5 drop in voltage, which is kind of a norm. We're going We're going through a lot of circuitry and wires and switches and that sort of thing. And then if I grab the wire that's going to the coil and we check the voltage on that, I'm 11.65. I'm looking for a good ground. 11.6. So a little bit more of a drop coming into the coil, but still pretty good voltage coming in. We're not getting that almost 2 or 3 volt drop that I was seeing before. So I've tested the coil, tested power all the way to the circuit, so we should be good to go.